Hey, everybody. So on today's episode number 2, we have an amazing guest. Melissa is joining us in the basement today. Melissa is a mom of 3 and has her own business and her own struggles. I really enjoyed talking to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was fabulous. Hot mess mom. Hashtag hot mess mom.
Hashtag hot mess mom. You guys will really enjoy it.
Yeah.
A lot of good dialogue about what it's like to be a mom and to be under pressure and all those good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy.
Thanks,
Enjoy
guys.
today's episode. Thanks.
Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the Momsplanation podcast. Today we have a special guest in the basement. Hi,
Hello.
Melissa. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're
My
welcome.
first time.
I know. Well, welcome. Isn't it really advanced?
Yeah.
It's very fancy.
I like it.
So I've known you for how long? How long do you think we've known each other? Like known, I put in quotation
I
marks
know.
because
Well, at least 2 years plus, probably.
yeah, so we were trying to do the time. I was trying to do it in my mind.
Yeah.
And I started ordering stuff from you probably
When I still
3
do
years
custom
ago.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a business.
Yes, I do.
Tell me how it started.
Business.
Tell
I
us
say it
how it started.
loosely because it's like it started as a hobby. It started.
Why do you
off
say it
just as-
loosely? Let me ask you that first.
Because I feel like I don't run it as a bit like I'm the worst business person.
What makes you
In
the
the
world?
world.
know it.
No,
Do
like
it
I
judging from
don't.
your-
I don't keep track of things that I should keep track of. Like it's just. That's what my 2019 is working towards is being more organized.
Okay.
Like for the business side. Well, in my life in general.
Okay. Is it Marie Kondo inspired at all?
No, it's not. This is like she has inspired a lot of things in my life. I've gotten rid of so much stuff
Okay.
the past
Well,
3
for
weeks,
her.
but she's like a little fairy. Like she's just so cute.
Yeah.
I just want to like.
Yeah.
Can you just come with me everywhere?
I know. She
Yeah.
looks pocket-sized, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you could fit her in your pocket.
Yeah.
Just take her, yeah.
She's adorable.
Pop her out, organize this shit
Yeah.
for me, please.
My kids' toys.
So what was the hobby of the business for you?
Well, it's just making, like, I always like making stuff. And I used to, like, draw on t-shirts. I'd put words on t-shirts with Sharpie.
Okay.
Oh.
Like
So-
back teenage days?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Going to
picturing you as-
concerts,
okay.
going to, like, yeah, stuff
Okay.
like that. So I liked putting stuff on t-shirts.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it first started just for stuff for my kids, really.
Okay.
Because their names aren't names you can find on, like, you know, your own placemat and your own stuff
Yes.
like that. So I wanted to just make them. So
Yeah, so what led you to Hot Mess Mom?
I
So
just made it
first,
for myself.
so how many kids do you have?
3.
And how old are they?
The oldest one's 6, and then 4, and then 2.
So that's an
2 years
important
apart.
distinction. They're all boys.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction.
Yeah. So
Wow.
how old were they all when you had your third?
So when I had my third, the
Yeah.
oldest was 4. And then, 4? Yeah, the youngest had just turned, or had not yet turned 2.
So you had 3 under 4, essentially. And how was...
And then
how
that's
was
when I
that?
first started all this stuff too. So I had just had a baby and I was doing them socks for
Okay.
over around Christmas time. And
Yeah.
it was like I had a 3-month-old and then, yeah, that's when I started to be like, oh, I can't keep this up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. It's all
What is the biggest challenge of having 3 kids, a business, dog?
just balance, really.
Yeah.
Trying to find time for everything and then still time for myself too.
Yeah.
Which obviously lately it's like I need to make more of that. So that's why I started doing the ready to sell stuff. Like I'm just going to do a small little batch of like, you know, 12 to 15. We'll see how they sell, but I can't just keep taking orders and keep doing that because it's like then I'm working every single night from the minute my kids go to bed till the minute
Right.
I go to bed.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I enjoy what I do. I love doing
Yeah.
it, but I still
Yeah.
want time to read a book. I still want time to
Mhm.
have a shower, you know, that, that kind of stuff.
And you do it all on your own?
Yeah.
Like you're the one that puts the stock on the website. You're
Yeah.
the one that keeps the website
I
going.
do social media.
Wow.
I
Okay.
do all the stuff myself.
That's
So
insane.
yeah.
Good for you.
Is it more you do it still now as a hobby, or do you do
Well,
it as an income?
it
Like,
is.
not to
It
get
does
into your
help.
personal
No.
financial situation,
Yes, it does
but
help
like,
with income for sure. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I was just saying, just to my husband the other day that with summer coming, I'm like, this is going to be for summer camps because
It's awesome.
I can't have them home all the time. They're going to drive me fucking crazy.
Mhm.
right.
So I was like, I need to have them.
So
at
why don't we
camp.
just plug your website and your social medias right now because you're talking about it.
Mhm.
So tell people.
Well, it's www.mj3info is the website, and then at mj3info on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, it's
Awesome. So, where do you see the direction of this business going for you? Are you going to continue doing it like you do?
Yeah.
No?
I'd like to just keep it going. Ideally, I would like this to supplement me having to go back and find a job once my youngest is in school.
Is that something you consider?
Yeah, because, I don't know. I think I would get bored if I didn't have, like, my kids were all in school and I had nothing. So, but I also feel like I have I've been out of the workforce for 7 years now, basically.
What was your job before that?
Well, most of it was, like, I was bartending and serving in town, but then I did have an office job for 2 years before I got pregnant.
Okay.
So that's where I was at then. But I wasn't making a lot of money. It was just administrative assistant work. Like, I was not on a career path by any means. I'm not about to be like CEO of, no, it was a stupid office job where you just sit behind a desk all day and do this. Yeah. Like, you don't even really talk to people. So it wasn't like, and that's why I like serving jobs, because you could
interact with people.
Serving job. Everyone needs to have a serving job.
I know. I literally just did that when I was pregnant with Forbes. I needed to get out of the house. I needed some time to myself. Yeah. We needed extra money, so I got a serving job, and it was great. I really liked it, actually.
I really do think.
There was let's be honest, there were shitty things about it, but mostly it was okay. Yeah. So you'd like to keep doing this?
I would,
Stay at home and have your own business?
Because also with regards to like going back to work, it's like finding a job that would be flexible for me to be able to volunteer in the school, be able to be home at 3:30.
That's hard to do.
You can't find that, so.
Yeah, there was a quote in that book we were talking about.
Should plug that book too, by the way, because like every mom needs to read it.
I know. The name is escaping my mind.
The Mommy Burnout.
Yeah,
see, there it is.
I'm a victim of mommy burnout, or I'm suffering from it. But she said something in there about, in today's society, we expect mothers to work like they don't have kids. Yeah. And then be mothers like we don't need to work. We don't work. Which is so true, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, where in today's society can you find a job that's like, oh, you need to leave at 2 p.m. every day?
No problem.
That's fine. No. You can't get here till 9:30, also fine.
Yeah. Oh, you need another day off because your kid's sick?
Right, no problem. And we're going to pay you for that. Yeah. And cost of living is exceptionally high, so your salary will be, enough for you to support your family. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the dream is to be able to work for yourself, right? Yep. Yeah. To be able to make enough money.
Enough money to be able to, have those little extras, and then just enough work to keep me busy and occupied and something to do. Like, I did also, it kind of, and now it's becoming more of, before it started as obviously doing custom birthday t-shirts and that stuff. And then I went into like the mom shirts, and I was doing more of that. And now I feel like I'm coming around again to just regular, like, stuff that's not always momish. I have a lot of friends that don't have kids, but I'm also trying to find me again too. Like, I feel like I was getting too caught up in the whole mom thing. So now I gotta try come back. Yeah. And I feel like that's part of it.
I don't know when you rediscover yourself, like after becoming a mom. So because Forbes is 4 months old, he's so small.
He's still so attached to you.
Yeah, like I'm in the thick of like no identity. Like I'm in the position right now where I feel like I don't have an identity other than being a mom vessel, right? Yeah. So you're a little bit further out of it.
Yeah, my youngest is 2.
When do you come back around to being yourself?
I'm literally just starting, and it's still difficult, I think. Yeah. I don't think you ever really, I don't know. I mean, you're never going to be the person you were before you had kids. You're never going to come back to that. You're never going to have the same, wants and needs that you did then. Like, things I wanted to do then, I have no interest in doing now. But I think just trying to I think you're always finding yourself in a different way. Like, you're still finding yourself as a mother. Yeah. And then eventually you'll come back to a wife again, and because those are important parts of us we lose too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We get caught up in it. But
I feel very bogged down a lot of days by expectations. Yeah. that I have of myself.
Yep.
But also expectations that I feel others have of me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you experience that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I feel like you can't, like, I can't win. Like, that's the feeling that I have often is that, like, I can't win at the mom thing and the partner thing and the, you know, housewife thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
And I was feeling that a lot. I think towards the end of last year, it got a little bit, the anxiety and stuff was starting to come back. I was dealing with depression.
Yeah.
And everything. And I said, like, that's enough. Like, and I'm reading these books. I'm reading, you know, that Mom Burnout book. There's a bunch of other ones talking about how, like, you just have to be selfish in terms of, like, fuck what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
You know? Are you doing the best you can do? Are your kids loved? Are they fed? Are they happy?
Yeah.
Great. You're perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't
be perfect.
Keep thinking about what everyone else has to think of you or what their opinions of, whether it's, you know, a husband or a mother-in-law or your mom or society or a friend or, like, it's just, are you doing the best?
Don't you find it so much easier to say that than actually live it? Like, I don't know if you feel like you can live it. I know intellectually, I tell myself that all the time. Like, do I really care what so-and-so thinks of me? Like, at the end of the day, probably not.
Yeah.
But
do you not find that you probably care more about, like, the people that you're not really, you don't know on a daily basis? You care what they think more than you care about the people closest to you?
Yes.
So that, to me, was a realization where I'm like, these people don't even fucking know me. You have no idea what my life is like. Yeah. Why am I letting somebody who's probably behind a screen?
Yeah.
And I'm like projecting that thought onto them. Like, like, nobody said anything to me. Nobody's ever questioned anything I've done. Nobody's been rude, but it's me saying, oh my God, what if that person thinks this? What does that person think about it? And it's like, get out of your own head. Like, I know it's so hard, especially when they're, you know, if anybody's suffering from any kind of mental health issues, it's really hard to get out of your own head. But
yeah, it is absolutely.
It's just funny how it's like we care more about the people that don't really
that you don't
matter.
even know. Yeah, for sure. And I know for me, you know, over the years, I've had pockets of time where I felt very, like, alone and depressed and, like, have been very almost self-loathing as a result of those feelings. But really, after I had this child, him, I really started with the lack of sleep and, like, I really wasn't meeting any of the expectations that I had of myself because people automatically put this thing, I feel, on me, and a lot of people that I don't know. Oh, this is your fourth child. You got this. You're an expert. You know, they put that on you, and I took it on, definitely. Like, so many people said that to me. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I do. And then I met my son, and I was like, no, I don't have this at all.
Because they're all so different.
Yeah. And so I really went into myself, like, totally depressed, tons of, like, anxiety happening for me. Yeah. And, you know, expressing it, putting it out there to people I don't know. Why am I doing that? I don't know, because I feel like I can't talk to the people that are close to
therapeutic in a way. It is. And when you get responses, because the times that I do a story or whatever, talking about it, it's like, those are the story, and I'm going to get, like, emotional because I cry over everything, but, like, those are the ones where people write back, mostly. Like, I mean, people are always responding to stuff, but those are the ones where I get, like, the most heartfelt responses from people, and you're just like, wow, like, that person is putting it all out there to me because and then they feel a little bit better and less alone, and it's like, those are the ones that are important to talk about.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I've definitely gotten a lot of love from people that I, you know, don't know well or that I don't see often that say, or people who are like, oh, I feel the same way, and it was like, you know, not comfortable to say it. Yeah. So, you know, thank you for saying it. It's nice to see
someone's going through the exact same thing, and you're like, oh, thank God. Like, it's not just me.
You feel crazy.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going crazy. Like, you know, why am I feeling this way? Then you talk to more people.
Yeah.
But
like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but there's an element of, like, people saying that you shouldn't do that. Have people ever said that to you?
No. Nobody said it to me. I don't care if people think it. Like, I posted a thing the other day that for every person that is uncomfortable with you talking about it, there's like 10 other people that are secretly, that may not reach out to you, but that you're helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like that kind of outweighs the people that tell me not to talk about it. Why not talk about it? Like, why not? Why? That's the problem, is people telling me not to talk about it.
But don't you think we've come from like a time where people didn't talk about it to a time now where people talk about it maybe so much? Like, I don't know, for my parents' generation, like they didn't talk about these things.
Yeah, so they
like
suffered in silence.
Like my mom definitely would benefit from this type of culture if she was younger. Yeah. But because she's at the age she is, and she's been raised in a society that was like, oh no, we don't talk about our problems. They'll just go under the rug, and you just pretend that everything's fine. You know, she's had a lot of struggles, right?
I think there's a difference between airing your dirty laundry and talking about struggles that you might have. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not going to blab about a fight I might have had with my husband, or I'm not going to, talk about how,
even if you want to.
Even if I want to. Like, I mean, there's stuff that does need to still remain between, issues that, still need to remain within your household, probably.
For sure.
But, like, in terms of talking about things in a general way, but also letting people know that this is how I experience it. Like, I just feel like that stuff should be more open, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, one of my big whys of, like, doing this podcast is because I, have started to read when you're up all the time, like, when you don't sleep. You just, I don't know. For me, like, I read a lot. I look at stories. I scroll through the Instagram poll.
I get lost on that.
I know. It's really bad. I don't know why it's bad, but I put that on myself. That it's bad,
I do
should
too.
Do it.
No, I'm the same way, because I'll be like, I have this and this and this to do, but I just sat here and scrolled for half an hour.
But maybe you need that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like,
some days I do, some days I really don't, and it's like I
that.
probably shouldn't have spent.
It takes you to another world for half an hour.
Well, I was watching this show. I don't know if you watched it, Working Moms.
I did. I actually just saw 2 episodes the other day.
I love it.
Yeah.
So in the first episode, like pretty much the opening scene, the woman, one of the characters says, I need a brain dead vacation.
Yeah.
For like 10 days. Like a good coma. And I was laughing.
Have you seen Bad Moms?
Yeah.
It's like Kristen Bell's character.
Yeah.
She's like, have you guys ever fantasized about like just getting in a car crash and then having to go to the hospital? Like, not dying, just having to go to the hospital.
Getting to
I'm like, I have had that fantasy. Why are they making her sound crazy?
Yeah. Right? So that's what I feel like Instagram is for me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's that brain dead vacation. For
I know.
Maybe it's a little bit longer than it should be.
It's true, but then I find sometimes you go on Instagram and it just makes me feel like shit.
Yes.
Like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not, I don't have enough sensory play for my child today. Like, I don't know. Just
the mom with the 2-week-old baby and a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Yeah. Good for you.
Good for you.
Where did this happen?
Yeah. How reality is that? I know. And even as like a small business, like you see people killing it, and then I'm like I feel like they're doing better than me or something. And then I get in my head, why am I doing this? Maybe I shouldn't be doing.
Oh yeah.
So it's with everything. It's just comparing yourself.
Oh yeah.
I find that I do that more than it is for like random entertainment. You know
what
I mean?
Yeah, like, I am totally with you.
Yeah.
It's like, for me it's like, I don't have enough, my kids don't have enough things, or like we don't go enough places, like we don't go on all these vacations, or our house is too small, or like, and I see these women who have like all these fancy things and have their hair done and like are wearing nice outfits, and it's like, I don't know. I don't wear makeup.
I haven't showered in 2
much.
days.
Like, I don't know how this happens.
Yeah,
how do you make this happen?
4 days of dry shampoo last week.
Mine, and I'm like, how is this happening? So yeah, I mean, it contributes to my expectations of myself.
Mm-hmm. But
and
the thing
failure
is,
of it, right?
I think if you pull back the curtain on those people, you'll realize that they're just posting it because that was like the good thing that got captured that day.
That's right. Yeah. She got to wash her hair that day, so
So she took a selfie.
She took a selfie.
She did herself up.
But you know what I mean? See like, these things, like there's one, and I won't like call them out, but it's like a family.
Yeah.
And it's like a local Toronto family, I'm pretty sure. And everything is staged.
Yes.
Like even like the mess.
The mommy bloggers are the worst.
Yeah.
I find in
why
terms
does this happen?
of the the aesthetic of their pages, I guess. They're all made to look like motherhood is this blissful dream, and like everything's white on white on white. And I'm like, do you have kids? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and like all the kids are wearing jeans.
Yeah,
like, my kids won't wear jeans.
No, my 6-year-old refuses. Yeah, absolutely refuses.
My son is 10, almost 11, and still is like, if I put a pair of jeans on his bed because we're going somewhere, quote unquote, nice,
nope,
he's like looking at me like I have asked him to throw all of his Lego in the garbage.
Oh, it's
it's the end of the
my
world.
middle guy will wear. He chooses to wear jeans, but my oldest refuses to, and I refuse to put jeans on my 2-year-old because why? Like you're running around in jeans.
But have you seen some of these moms?
Perfection.
They have babies that are wearing jeans,
I know.
and they're toddlers, and like they're all matching. I'm like, where is this?
It's
real
all
life?
fake. No,
it's not real
life.
life.
It's not real life. And that's what my problem is with those mommy blog. There's a lot that I follow. I refuse to follow those types of bloggers.
Yeah,
because it makes me feel. Oh, I went through and I got rid of all of them. Yeah. The ones that I follow are the ones that are more real about it, or at least their stories are.
Yeah.
Like, I understand sometimes if you've got really pretty pictures up, I think we all kind of, I don't know. I mean, I try to post real life stuff. I don't try to post fake shit on my personal account.
Yeah. I mean, I take pictures of my kids all the time.
Also, I'm not my whole life isn't paid for by me.
Yeah.
Curating this version of motherhood. So,
but that's an interesting point that you bring up, because some people are making a living, off of portraying this
perfect life,
life, and perfect motherhood, and like that's a job for some people.
Well, and that's it. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing.
But we're going to be raising a generation of people that are going to strive to have this as a job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, that's really terrifying.
There's actually another Netflix thing I was watching the other day. It's like Insta Famous. And it's talking about
I have to watch that.
And then there's also American Meme, I think, is another one that talks about the social media people and like how this is like a...
There's 7-year-olds want a YouTube channel.
My 6-year-old wants a YouTube channel, and I was like, absolutely not. Right. And he's like, but this guy does, and it's like,
Isn't there a kid that gets paid like $32 million a year to open toys?
Yeah.
What is this?
I know.
Also, JoJo Siwa is another one.
Yeah. And you know what? That, to me, that's the parents kind of pimping out their kids.
Yeah.
I feel.
Well, that 100% is,
Like,
it's new age pimping out your kids, because people did it way back when by putting them in commercials or whatever.
Pageants.
TV shows.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
But today it's like
Social media.
Instagram and
Having
YouTube.
their own, I know.
Every time my daughter asks me to watch a video of a kid opening a toy, I'm like, my mind explodes a little, because I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You have your own toys. Open them. Yeah. Like, get excited for your own toys. Like, be present in the moment.
I know.
It's like, how do you raise kids to be present in their life when they want to live vicariously through other people?
I know. Well, I think also, because I know with me, I'm guilty of, the kids come home from school or whatever, and they're tired and they just want to watch TV, and I'm like, okay, so I'll be watching TV and I'll be on my phone.
Yeah.
And then every single night, I feel shitty about it.
Yes.
And then it's like I vow the next day, no, we're going to go outside, we're going to go for a walk, we're going to play in the snow, we're going to
do it's -50.
Yeah, well, either that or then I get like one kid dressed, the second kid has a freaking meltdown, and then the third kid just doesn't want to do it anymore, and you're just like, oh, forget it. Fine, go watch TV.
You know what, for me, with the outside thing, is they get dressed, and I go through the whole thing, and they will play for 7 minutes, and then they're like,
takes you longer to get them dressed.
Yeah.
I know.
And then they want to go inside. And so I let them do the whole thing. Especially, you'll have freedom when they're older. Like my oldest, the 10 and 7-year-old, they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So they want to go, fine. You want to spend 20 minutes getting dressed, play outside for 7, that's on you.
Yeah.
Right? But when they're younger, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
But it's like, I do the same thing. So my kids are older now, and they have more homework to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to be able to read with them, do homework with them. But I have a 4-month-old baby that, like, won't leave me alone, screams a lot. Like, so the guilt that I feel from not being able to do that. But if I think back to my own childhood, and I don't know if this is true for you, I watched TV after school.
Yeah.
Like
every day.
I did too.
Sesame Street.
I can even remember being a little kid at home with my mom, and my mom would be watching soaps while I was home.
My mom like General Hospital.
Like Young and the Restless.
Exactly.
I knew the Young and the Restless theme song when I was probably
characters,
2.
what was happening.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. But did my mom feel guilty about doing that?
No.
I have no idea. Probably not.
This is technology is where like I'm just terrified.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like because of our access to information and our access to one another in the world, we've created like a monster of judgment of this is so bad and you should not do that. And so the ability to make your own decisions, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I definitely do. Your ability to make your own decisions about what's right for your kid is very skewed based on what everybody else thinks.
I know.
I literally looked at a Facebook feed of this woman asking, she had a daughter that's almost 2, so your son's age and almost Daenerys' age, and she's like, how much screen time do you allow? And I was like, oh, I gotta read the comments of this, right? Yeah. And people are like, 5 minutes a day. I'm like, do you have a timer?
Yeah, sure you do.
Oh, we do none. There's absolutely none. Like, there was probably, I don't know, 25
I watched
or 40
6
comments.
episodes of fucking Paw Patrol this morning.
Yeah.
That was just this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like.
My daughter watches Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Almost all day.
Yeah.
And when I had Forbes, I felt so guilty because I didn't let her watch that much TV before. Yeah. And now TV is like a huge part of her life. Yeah. She just loves it. And I don't know if your son does this, but she throws a shit fit.
If it's not what she wants to watch.
Yeah.
I know. Well, and this is the thing, because you're talking about like back when your mom used to watch Young and the Restless, right? I had like an hour of, we watched TV all the time, but I had like an hour where it was your show.
Yes.
The rest of the time was whatever mom and dad wanted to watch. And now I feel like my kids are running my TV.
And you feel guilty. So I don't know if you feel guilty, but I feel guilty when I'm like, no, we're going to watch this.
Yeah.
So Daniel is very strong about, like, I'm watching what I want to watch. Like, he'll tell the older kids and the younger kids, like, oh, it's like football is on. Yeah. So he's watching football.
Yeah, when it's sports, it's always.
In my mind, I'm like, what a dick. Like, why are you saying that to them? Like, they're just kids. They want to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
But really, why should he not just be able to say,
whenever he wants?
Like, there's TV? 3 other TVs. Like, go watch it somewhere else. Yeah. You don't have to watch it here.
Yeah. No,
but they don't want to because they're just assholes. They don't want to go in another room.
You're in that room. They want to be right next to you.
Yeah. They have to be on top of you to watch.
Literally.
Even when they're 10.
And my dog, I have a Vizsla. They call them Velcro dogs. Yeah. Because they like to be on top. So I'm always on the couch with a kid, and then the dog on top of me too. And then my husband at night.
Personal space. Yeah.
I'm like, no, don't touch me.
Personal space. So I think we have something in common because are you married to your person?
No.
No, you're not. So I'm not married to my person either. Yeah. I was calling my person because it's like...
I know. There needs to be a better word between boyfriend, fiance, and husband because we're kind of like forever fiancés. I don't know. Like, we're engaged, technically. So I did get a ring.
Yeah, so
but like, there's no plans to ever.
So how did you meet him? How, like, what... transpired
working in a bar. I worked at Ned Devine's.
Okay.
So I wore a little kilt.
Yeah.
So that probably helped.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, I just kept seeing him coming in there, and then eventually just kind of worked up the courage to. I would like switch to like take his table, you know, like be in someone else's section. Yeah. Like, can I have that?
Yeah.
So and then just worked up the courage to start talking, and then.
So you got engaged, decided not to get married, or
we never really like it was not. He has been divorced, and I never really cared about that. Yeah, he's almost 7 years old. So
he's an old man.
He's an old man. He's turning 41 this year. I know. He's gonna kill me. He's never gonna watch.
No, he better listen.
He's never gonna. He listens to Joe Rogan, and that's it.
Oh, Joe Rogan has a good podcast.
He does.
He does too, actually. Yeah. Yeah. So, do you think he'll get married, or is that just not important anymore?
It's not to me. It's not. I don't know. In our society, like you don't need it. Like it's not. It's a piece of paper. Yeah. Like we're clearly committed. We have 3 kids together. We have a house. We have a life. We want to buy a cottage. Like, I don't want to take the money that would be a down payment for a cottage and spend it on a wedding, you know, and I don't really care. We could do, you know, just going to City Hall and something little, but I don't, it's not, I like it better. I almost like it better. I feel like we're choosing to be better, you know, not because we
have to.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of a,
I don't know. For me, I feel like I still want to. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can't even express to either of you right now, like, why that's important to me. Because,
well,
like, what you said, it's like, I mean, we have kids. We have.
You're married. And
so
under
much
the law,
you
are married anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's how you keep telling him. I go, you decide to leave. I get half your shit anyway. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe more, because I'll probably have
that's
the
right.
Yeah. So, and I've been married too. Like, I was married when I was really young, and it didn't work out. So it's like, why would I want to do that again? I don't know.
But there's still, I know there's still like a.
Yeah, I don't know. I would still like to do it, you know.
But
like,
lots of women do too. Like, I'm not taking
the,
anything away from
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But even for me, like, I think, like, why? But the element for me of, like, standing up in front of our family and, like, saying it, like, that we want to be together, I don't know. For me, that's something that...
For me, that terrifies me. The thought of, like, having a room full of people whose whole attention is just on me is the most... anxiety-inducing thing I could ever think of.
Really?
So that's part of it, is I never wanted to get married because I just thought it would literally cause me.
How did you find serving with anxiety?
Serving was fine because I felt like I could just, it wasn't, I don't know. It was a job. You're just, you know, that was
so what is the trigger for you with your anxiety?
Honestly, lately, I don't know, because I feel like I have it a lot lately. But it could just be the most random stuff. It could just be me thinking about something, or you know, that I didn't really let, you know, maybe I said something weird to somebody or whatever, maybe I posted a comment and then I feel like somebody gonna take that the wrong way, like that could induce some kind of anxiety, or it's just going out in like this morning I was like, CBD oil, like is it too early to start drinking? I know. Can I come over here and just talk about myself? God.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah. There's everything. I used to be like driving in the car on the highway. Really? Being stuck anywhere where I don't have access to a bathroom.
Okay.
Like I remember I went somewhere, it was like a sale, one of those like warehouse sales or whatever, and I had a huge panic attack. So I was like, where's the bathroom? And they're like, oh, there isn't one. And then I was stuck in line for like to pay, and I had to drop my cart and just walk out. It's just crazy stuff that other people are like, what's your problem? You know?
Yeah, I don't think that, I think it's more common than people actually are willing to admit, because while I don't have like panic attacks to the point where like I feel like I can't breathe or like have those physical symptoms, like I know for myself, like the anxiety does something totally different to me. Yeah. Like
and that's it. Everybody experiences it differently. For me, the anxiety is like a butterfly feeling. Yeah. I get all like sweaty and then I feel nauseous and my heart starts, and that's just my, you know, the anxiety feeling. A panic attack is completely different.
And so how do you manage, like, if you have a panic attack when you're with your kids, how does that manifest and how do you deal with that?
Usually I've never been alone and had, so usually there's somebody there and I can escape.
Like excuse yourself sort of thing?
Yeah. So I haven't actually ever had to deal with it just on my own with the kids.
So that's
thankfully. Yeah.
That's good.
So, I just have to excuse myself. I literally just go to the bathroom.
So do you think your kids are even aware?
They're aware because, like, I do talk about it.
Okay.
I do try to, like, because, I don't know, I feel like kids also have anxiety a little bit, but not, I mean, I don't want to project anxiety onto them, which sometimes I feel like I could be doing if I know we're going to be in a situation where my son might feel uncomfortable. I'll be like, because, you know, I'll try to baby him and coddle him a little bit more, because I know in situations when I was younger, I would have anxiety, but I didn't know what it was back then. Yeah. But I don't want to make him think that something's wrong every time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
parenting is mind.
It really is.
Yeah.
And every kid's different too, so once you feel like you've got something locked down, it's like...
Am I screwing them up because I'm doing this? Should I not be telling them
Are
this?
they going to be in therapy in 20 years over this fight that we just had?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
For sure. So you feel like they're aware just because you talk about it, or because...
They don't, not to the full extent, but I'll just say, like, mommy gets a little bit anxious, and I do get anxious too when I am home alone and they're all screaming and running and two people are fighting and one's crying, and I just feel it starts to get a little bit, and so I'll tell them, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit of a tummy ache, and you guys just kind of settle down, and then I'll talk about a little bit of anxiety and what for, I don't know, they don't understand really, but I try to just start a little conversation here and there, kind of
plant the seed,
so they know that it's a thing.
Yeah. My son, it's funny because, well, I don't know if it's funny, but he told me on Monday night that when he's at his dad's, he has anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? So I try to, like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
Because I know his dad talks a lot to him about anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? But he's 10,
they don't know what
so
it is.
It's like,
exactly.
what is it really? Yeah. Right? So I'm like, what does it feel like for you? And so, like, getting him to, like, describe his feelings. And then I, like, whether this is right or wrong, I try to make light of it so that he doesn't feel so worried about it.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger and my mom would get, like, upset or depressed or something, there was no dialogue about it.
Yeah.
So we would just worry, like,
about,
like, what is going on? And is this going to happen again? And if it does, like, it always...
It's confusing as a kid.
Yeah, confusing and stressful situation. So for me, especially when he's older now, like, I want him to understand, like, these are feelings. You can deal with the feelings. You don't need to worry about them, and we can make light of them. You don't have to, you know, like, weigh us down or, like...
No, absolutely. And I think making light of it is, making light of it, it's not making fun. It is making it not so...
scary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, which I think is great for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to do with them, just, like, to make them, you know, these things happen, and it's okay, and we'll get through it. And, you know.
Well, so we started calling it the anxiety because he thought that was hilarious. So we're like, oh, do you have anxiety today? And he's like, no, I have no anxiety today. And it was like this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then my 7-year-old's like, what are you talking about? And she was like mishearing because my daughter is never present, which is a whole other conversation. But, like, she'll ask you a question and then it'll be like la 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 la, and then she'll ask you the same question even though you've answered her like 7 times. She's still asking because she's, like, thinking of something else, or like dancing in a circle or trying to do a candlestick on the floor. Like, that's just her personality, right? So we're talking about the anxiety and she's asking about what it is, and eventually it ends in her going, Caleb has a beard. And I was like, I don't know how you got to there. But then it became this whole joke of, like, oh, when Caleb has anxiety, it means he's going to have a beard. Like, we just started this whole thing, right? And I think that, for me anyways, doing that is really helpful to make it less scary. Like, even for myself, it's like when I get really anxious, I never had an outlet before. Because I didn't have anyone to talk to about it, right? And, for me, like, being able to make light of it and to talk about it, like, is the only way that I survive it. Yeah. Like, it really is the only way.
It's kind of like it's just in you. Just get it out.
Yeah.
It's like, it does help to talk about it.
But it sucks. And I don't know why, but I feel like I've gone to therapy.
Yeah.
Like, I've done therapy a lot in my life. I don't know if you have done therapy.
I haven't done a lot. I did try, it was cognitive behavioral therapy, and that's specifically for anxiety. But it's fucking expensive, and I literally only got like 4 sessions through insurance, and I was like, okay, I got some great tools to take away, but I feel like I didn't get the full, you know, benefit off of it. But
it's an interesting point, right? It's like, why is this kind of therapy not covered?
Yeah, you would think. Yeah.
Because there's so many people that have issues, and what percentage of the population can afford to pay for it?
Things, I think through OHIP, I know some people.
But you'll probably have to go on a ridiculous wait list, and then it's like forever and a day, and then maybe
you're discouraged to even go.
5.
Well, and the thing is, like, how long I'm going to my doctor and I'm looking for some kind of option now. You know, and I'm thinking therapy would help. And it's like, now, okay, great, but you have to go on a wait list for 6 months. So who's to say what kind of issues can come up in the 6 months where you don't have access to any of that? Which is, again, bringing it all back to that mommy burnout thing. Like, the whole, it takes a village and people need to start talking outside of online.
Yeah.
And that's where I had the idea to, like, host a little, like, gathering of, you know, moms who feel crazy just to talk. Like, yeah. So, I don't know, that's still an idea. But,
yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Like, I don't know. I don't know how, like, to get to a place where, you know, being not okay with yourself is okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, being able to cope with life, like, as it comes, and being transparent about it and being honest about it. Like, when does that become okay? When it's not always happy.
I know. I think it's, well, that's the thing.
Are you a downer?
I know. And I fight myself with that too. Like, I mean, I had posted something and then, my husband, his mother was like, I'm a little bit worried about her. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not about to go jump off the roof of the house. Yes. Trust me. Like, I'm literally, I love my life. I love my kids. I love my husband. I love everything. Yeah. I'm just a little bit depressed, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna off myself. Like, please, let's get that out of the way right now.
Yes. Daniel gets the same thing for sure. Like, when I post a story where I'm not, like, and I don't know that any of my stories really are, like, super happy. I don't know if the tone of them, I don't really audit. I don't audit what the tone of it is, right? Like, it's like, if it's dark and moody all the time, sorry, that's just how I am.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah. And so I know he gets feedback from family, like, is Christine going to kill herself tomorrow?
Or the kids, or any, like...
But don't you think it's interesting that they don't come to you and say, like, Lisa, how are you doing today? Like, I saw what you said, you know, I'm concerned, I want to make sure that you're okay. Instead, it's like this, it's like broken telephone.
Gossip, almost, in a way.
Of like, did you see? Yeah. I'm so worried, but I don't want to talk to her or try to help her in any way.
I don't want to set her off.
Like, if you really felt like a person that was close to you was suicidal or was homicidal or whatever, wouldn't you reach out to that person directly?
I would like to think that I would, just because of my own experiences and knowing that,
Right.
I would like to think that I would, but I don't know. I mean, and I do understand for the people that don't have it, that it is awkward to have a conversation around it or to approach somebody about it.
Yeah.
I can understand that. So I think it's just because of
it could be a generational thing too, right? Because I know that it's people of a different mindset that are talking to, you know, and saying these things. But I feel like if my child or my child's spouse in the future, you know, I felt like really concerned for my grandchildren or, you know, whatever the case may be, like, I would like to think that I would be like, you know, I'm really concerned for you. How can I help you?
Yeah.
You know, I wish there was more, I guess for me, I wish there was more of a culture of like, a community of like, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
You know, even if I don't know you, like, I'd really like to help you out.
And there's so many times I think that too. But then I think I've had help offered.
Yeah.
And I just
you
say
decline?
no.
You don't take it.
Yeah.
But why do you decline?
I don't know. I like, I don't know.
Imposition?
Try to like martyr myself or something. Like, you know, no, I don't need it. I'm totally fine. I totally have this. You know, you're trying to like, I don't know. I'm trying to fool myself into being like, I mean, I do accept a lot of help in terms of childcare with my mom being around the corner and stuff. But no, I feel like there's times where I also get mad that nobody's offered help, and even though I know if somebody did, I'd be like, no, it's totally okay. I don't know. I know.
Agreed. No, totally. I hear you.
See, like for me, I never asked for help. I raised 2 kids, my older 2, like by myself.
Yeah.
And that experience was very difficult.
I bet.
And so and I was in my like early 20s, and so when I had
like
them,
most of the moms were different ages.
Oh, people thought I was the babysitter. Yeah. Like, I would take my son to like play groups, and they would all be in their late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
And I was, 24, and they're like, "Oh, are you the babysitter?"
Yeah.
And I remember feeling so insulted. Like, no, this is my child. Like, But they just didn't know.
No,
right?
I
Like they
know.
weren't trying
But
to be
still,
insulting. Maybe I made them feel bad because they didn't have a kid until they were in their 40s, and here I am, starting early.
Well, I know.
But it's like I had no
still,
support. I didn't talk to anyone. My son never slept. I didn't know anything about sleep training or anything really.
I know.
Like even feeding him. Like I remember going to the grocery store and looking in the food aisle and being like pureed meat? Like, is that what you give a baby? Like that looks so disgusting. You know what I mean? So, but it's like I didn't ask for help. Yeah. Nobody offered, so I was just winging it.
Yeah, yeah. But I think we're all just winging it, even when you have help, even when you know, you think you know what you're doing, or you're, maybe somebody's a nutritionist, but their kid is a picky fucking eater and doesn't want to eat
eating
stuff,
chicken nuggets every day.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to McDonald's.
Exactly.
That's all they will eat. I know. It's crazy. But with the two that I had recently, Daniel's mom specifically, like, was always like, "Oh, can I come over?" And when I had Daenerys, she was like, "Oh, I'll just stay up with her all night while you sleep." And I was like, "What?" Like, is this a thing? Like, do people help each other like this? Wow. Is this a real thing? And she was totally about it. And I was like, yes, please.
That's amazing.
And now, that I've had that help and I've received it and I've been open to it, like I feel way better.
Yeah.
And I would definitely, if people offer,
take the help.
Accept it.
No, I know.
And, experiencing it, offer it to other people.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that I say to new moms is please, like, don't do it alone.
Yeah.
Like, when she had her baby this last year, I was like, texting her. Like, where are you? What are you doing?
But it was the best thing.
Are you alive? Do you need anything? And she didn't ask anything of me, which I think is probably...
Oh, I just sent you pictures.
Yeah. But, that was probably the biggest thing for me.
It's true. And that, like, I had my kid for, like... I was the first one of all my friends to have a baby. Yeah. So the first one I had no other... Like, I had my mom.
Yeah.
Thank gosh. And my mother-in-law would come over and help too when she could. But they've always lived further away, so we live in the same town.
Yeah.
So it's right around the corner.
That's awesome.
But it's like I didn't have the friends that would want to come by and do anything. Like, it's... Oh, do you want to come out? Okay, but, like, do you have a babysitter? It's like, but this is my life now, and don't get mad at me if I refuse your invitation because I want to stay home, or I want to hang out with my kid, and I didn't have that kind of, so that was me then starting to try and make mom friends. And I remember my first mom friend was, met her online, of course. I've met everyone online.
Yeah.
And
Emily and I met online.
Yeah. That's awesome. And she had posted on it was like a Milton talk group. And she's like, "Hi, I'm a new mom. I'm just looking for a mom to walk around the streets and drink wine out of travel containers with." And I was like, "Oh my god, I found my person." I was like, "Where do you live?" "Yes, I will come." And so, and we still talk. She's about to have her second kid now, so
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
But that's how I met
True
her.
love.
I feel you.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go meet up at the park and get day drunk.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. So that was.
I had none of my friends, even one of my closest friends today. We were good friends, early 20s. I had a baby, did that whole thing. She continued to live the life, and then circle back. Probably we did not really see each other. Talked a little bit, every so often for about 5, maybe 6 years, and then she got married and had her first kid, and then we circled back to each other, and we're very close today. But we had that whole gap because we just couldn't relate to one another anymore, even though we had known each other for so many years before. It's just
topics to talk about. You're not going out with them, so you don't know what happened last weekend. And
like my son got H1N1, and I was in the hospital over the weekend. What did you do? Oh, you got shit faced. Oh. Your story is not the same as mine.
I can't relate anymore.
Yeah, no. So it's
That's true.
We just drifted apart, and that happened with most of my friendships at the time.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. I moved to Milton. I didn't know anyone here.
Yeah.
No one. So Milton moms I mean, I think it's 8,000 people on Facebook now.
I think so. I don't know.
When I joined, I think it was like maybe 1,800, and it just like, but it was the only place that I could talk to people about anything. And I've digressed a lot from there because I used to be like, you know, my son has this, and I would get all these comments, and at the time, I really opened it. I was open. I'm like, yes, and like now I'm
no,
no,
it's too many. I don't either. I'll comment on a couple things here and there, but that's it. No,
because everyone's trying to sell me something. I feel like, or it's like they're telling you you're an asshole, basically, in a sideways way.
I know
it's gotten very.
It's like, super judgy.
Bad.
Yeah. I can't. Like
I can't do it either.
The only ones so I started getting into the online mommy groups was through Baby Center.
Okay.
It was a website that had like chat, I don't know, like message boards, I guess you would call them. I don't know. So you would find like the month and the year that you were born.
Okay.
Or that you were due, sorry. And so it's like an August 2012, which was my first kid, message board. And then, you know, you started, and it was kind of anonymous, like you had a screen name.
Okay.
So it wasn't like Facebook where it's actually like attached to who the fuck you are. Like it was totally anonymous, but then there were offshoots onto Facebook. So literally, I do have one mom group that I'm still pretty close with, like almost 7 years later. So and there's like 15 of us that kind of, and they're all over. They're mostly the United States. There's a couple that are also Canada, but mostly they're in the States. But those, like, that's the only one mom group where I actually do feel like I could say anything, and ask anything.
I definitely feel like I have met people that have benefited my life as a result of social media, but I feel like for me there's a slippery slope of social media now where I can't engage because it just is too toxic.
Certain I don't really like going back and forth with people on Facebook about, you know, like comments and things.
It's unbelievable how far it can go.
I just like posting. You know, I'll just post. You can like it, or you don't have to like it. I don't care, but I just don't want to talk about it.
Like we don't need to discuss this. I'm putting this here. You can say something. I'm probably not going to say anything back.
I might respond. I always try to respond to everybody. It's like I just especially that one.
So do you think you've met more people since starting your business through social media than you would have otherwise?
Yeah, for sure. I'm like you, and I have another girl in Georgetown that I feel pretty close to, and but again, only met in person like maybe 2 times. But all of our conversations have been a message
saying you were my favorite person that I never met. At one point, I definitely said that.
I know, and then and you meet, and you're just like, okay, well, this is totally normal. But it's like, I've met people that way. I've met some people that I've had super deep conversations with that I've never actually met. Like we've gone back and forth. There's a girl in Hamilton, and we have huge conversations about motherhood and I talk to these people like they are my friends, you know, like that's these people are all in the same,
right? You become confident.
We're all in the same boat right now, like it feels like. So I do talk to them like that, and so I do feel like I have had more connection through social media. Maybe not like real life, like in real life connections, but I have met a lot of people.
So much. But this is the way that society is now. Like, this is it.
I mean, there is you hope there's a real person on the end.
You hope you're not getting catfished by some sick person who's trying to relate to you as a hot mess mother.
Fuck. Now you're going to make me double think everything. And you're like, wait a second.
Really some, like, gross old man in his mother's basement. Like, unemployed. So how often do you get asked, don't you want a girl?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah?
All the time. Oh, you're going to try for number 4? Are you going to try for the girl? Nope, we're done.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something by not having a girl?
Sometimes I do. I mean, I have a really good relationship with my mom. Like, we're like best friends, you know? Like, I tell her literally everything. Stuff that she's like, I didn't want to hear that. Like, telling you anyways. So, I do kind of think, you know, just, we go over manicures and pedicures, like that kind of stuff. I do feel, I'm not going to have that, but I still also feel like I'm more boy's mom. I feel like that's
even the role.
Totally. I'm.
Do you have siblings?
I have a brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have one brother.
Yeah, younger brother, and then
Did you want to kill each other growing up?
Yes and no. I feel like it's different when you're like, we totally fought for sure. Like, and I know there were times we like drew blood and stuff, but
yeah, me and my brother too, for sure.
Yeah, but I think it wasn't as bad because like we weren't fighting over like wanting the same toy. We weren't fighting over it was, I don't know what they were ever over, but it wasn't.
Oh, we were death races to the front seat of the car. Like, we always wanted to sit
stuff
in the
like
front
that.
seat
Yeah.
of the car.
Oh, I need to have the red cup. No, I want the red cup. Yeah.
But it was like, I think to myself, like, I don't know how my parents. I feel like my parents like ignored it mostly. Like, that was their parenting style. Because you get to the point.
That's now my parenting style too. Like, just call me if somebody's bleeding. Like, I can't even deal with this anymore. Like,
my brother would body check me into the lawn to get to the front seat, and my dad would just be like, just get in the car.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, like...
But you think about it, like, if your kids were doing that, you'd be like, just fuck off, get in the car. Like, you would, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like I lose it with my older kids so much more than with the younger ones right now.
Oh, of course.
Because I don't know, but the older ones, I feel like they should know better.
Yeah.
But it's like I forget almost that they're still kids. Like, they're still figuring it out. But I feel like, oh my God, stop it!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that?
Honestly, last week, I think it was, like, I have never lost my shit, like, to the extent that I did last week. It was over dinner and them just not wanting to eat it. Yeah. And, again, I mean, it happens every night, but I had just gotten to the point where it was just day after day after day after day after day. Like, I had just no, there was no breaks, and it was a build-up. Yeah, total. Yeah. So, the oldest one whined about something, didn't want to eat it, and I literally picked up his plate, and I frisbeed it into the kitchen sink, and it, like, broke a wine glass, and I was like, that's enough! Get upstairs! Go to bed! Like, lost it, and he was crying, and then, I mean, of course, afterwards, you're like, fuck, I'm the worst mom ever. Yeah. And so I did take a moment to, like, go upstairs and apologize, and because I feel like that's important after you have an explosion, to, like, let them know that you've realized that was not the right way to react. I want them to know that's not the right way to react. Like, you know, we had a conversation.
Plates at you in the future.
Yes, exactly.
That's enough.
Or their children in the future. Yeah.
But it's okay if they do, right? Like, that's the thing that, for me, like, I definitely lose my shit, like, to my kids. Yeah. Probably more often than I'd like.
Yeah.
You know, and fight with Daniel more than I would like, you know, especially, you know, when I'm really tired. But I think,
of course, when you're tired, you just can't help it.
Yeah, but for kids, like, I find, like, people are so worried about sheltering their kids from that type of behavior, right? Like, so arguing or, you know, anger or, like, emotions that are deemed negative, right? So my son has an interesting duality because he has two homes, right? So my perception of how he explains it to me is that at his dad's house, there's no fighting.
Does he have siblings at dad's house too?
Yeah. But fighting is very bad. It's frowned upon, you know, like, that's just the perception I get from the way that he reacts when Daniel and I have an argument or, you know, I get upset with him. You know, he feels, like, very negative about it. Yeah. Where for me, my thought is, like, I think it's important to have exposure to fighting and emotion and, you know, learning how to
I think it is, but
resolve.
Yes, you have to show them the making up.
Yeah,
like,
afterwards.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it can't just be like a screaming and then just go to your room, that's it, and then no, like, I think, but I do feel like, it's important to show everything, but, like, and explain it.
Yeah, but, like, my message really is that we love each other.
Yeah.
I love
and
you.
Will
You're
have
my
arguments.
son.
Yeah.
We're not always going to agree on everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to expect you, when you're an adult, to agree with everything that I say.
Yeah.
And if we disagree and we fight, it doesn't mean I don't love you and that we're not still going to come back to our relationship of being mother and son or whatever.
That's how you grow, really, in a relationship.
Yeah, but I find it so interesting because I feel like a lot of people, and I could be totally wrong, but in conversations I've had, a lot of people feel that way. If it's like, oh, you don't expose your children to that sort of thing.
I just want to know, when do you fight then? Because I feel like everyone fights. Everybody has to, like, are you telling me your house is just so perfect that you don't ever fight, or that you're just waiting till the kids go to bed to fight?
Who has, like, so I want to know who has the, I don't know what the word is, but who has the ability to wait?
Yeah.
Like, how do you hold your anger in that you can wait until your kids are fast asleep at 9 p.m. and then
finally
just
have a blowout,
like unload it? And I'm not saying like him and I have screaming matches or anything, but like he annoys me sometimes. Oh, yeah. And I tell him to his face right away, and sometimes he doesn't like to be told to his face right away that you actually are a very annoying person right now.
Yeah, no,
you know. So like I don't wait until 9 p.m. like to stew on it and then be like, when you said you did this, I really hated it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like I just say it.
Yeah.
Because I want my children to be able to express their emotions in a healthy and positive way. I do think that it's possible to, you know, be angry in a positive way.
Well, I think every time that my husband and I have an argument, it's because we're trying to solve a problem. Usually, like it's like he has a different way to do it than I do, and we're trying to come together to figure something out. Like that's normally what the basis of the argument is. Either we're, you know, you got to stop going to Costco, or you got to, you know, stop. We need to save money for this, or whatever. But there's always an argument about something that we're having to deal with together. Yeah. So I feel like our arguing is. I mean, you have to have those confrontations.
You're not
grow
like
your
arguing
relationship
about like, oh, you were at the bar or at the strip club.
Oh no, we don't have those arguments. Yeah, thankfully that's not a problem in our relationship. There have been times though. I remember one time where he was telling me he was stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. And I was bringing stuff to the Salvation Army that used to be in the Rad Brothers Plaza.
Right. Yeah.
Did I not see his car in the fucking parking lot?
Oh.
So I call him. And I see him come outside to answer the phone call. Hey, babe. Yeah, sorry. Just gonna be a little bit longer. And I'm like literally standing up the plaza, being like, really? Yeah. I'm like, really? And I go, you're a fucking liar! Like I just screamed it across the plaza, and he's like, oh fuck! And yeah, that was an accidental.
That's amazing.
Love it. I'm like, if you want to go to the bar after work, okay, but don't fucking lie about it, please. Like, I understand the need to decompress in between coming home from work and walking into the chaos shit show that is our lives. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
But just let me know that that's what you're doing, and that I'm going to be spending an extra fucking 45 minutes alone with the kids. Like, I need to mentally prepare for that.
Yeah.
So
it's the guilt of asking for personal time. Mm-hmm. Like, I know he feels it. I feel it all the time. Yeah. I don't get any personal time right now. I'm in, like, a phase of my life where I have zero. And I had a moment yesterday, actually, where I was, like, crying in my washroom because I was like, I feel like I can't breathe. Yeah. Like, I need my own space. Yeah. And I'm drowning in this life that I love and I asked for, really. But, like, I don't have anything to myself, you know?
Yeah, you definitely.
And I went for a haircut with my son. I took the baby with me because he's my Velcro baby, like your Velcro dog. Yeah. And the lady looks at me and she goes, "Can't your husband do this for you? Like, can't you just, you know, relax and, you know, do your own thing?" And I know she was well-intentioned and she didn't mean anything, but I wanted to, like, chop her in the throat. I was like, can you not right now?
You think I wanted to bring him? You think that was my first choice?
Like, do you think he's coughing? You know, I don't want to be here. Yeah. But, like, you know, this is life. There's two other kids. Well, he's at home with the other two.
And then,
and I don't know how to ask because I have a child who screams all the time every time when I leave. Yeah. And do I want to go out and try and relax when I know that my son is screaming at someone at home? No.
Well, and I never did much of anything either, and it literally has only been since he started, like, sleeping through the night where I finally feel like I can have my me time now. Like, I can make dinner plans with friends and Sean can put them to bed and it's not a big deal anymore. Like, the two kids, older kids, you know, you tell them, get your pull up on, go to bed, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's Chase for a while, it was like I had to sleep in his bed with him. We went through, like, getting rid of the soother. which was like a whole other thing. And then he's dropping naps, and but now he's pretty easygoing, and he's way easier for Sean going to bed than he is for me. Yeah. Like for me, he's like, no, cuddle. Yeah. Which, of course, I'm like, okay, you're my baby. Like, I'm going to sit here and... Yeah. But Sean's just like, okay, good night. And, like, puts him in his crib, and that's it. And I was like, how does it do that for you?
I know. It's crazy. I have the same thing. Like, my older two won't go to bed unless I come up. My son, Caleb. Yeah. He has 17 blankets on his bed. This is not an exaggeration. My sister was here on the weekend and tucked them in for me. Yeah. And she was like, why does Caleb have 17 blankets? I'm like, I don't know. That's his jam. He wants the 17 blankets. I don't really care.
It's a battle. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So when I'm here and putting them to bed, I have to go up. They do the whole bedtime thing. Yeah. Like Caleb, I don't know. I think a lot of kids are like this. Like, they want to talk about the world's problems. Yeah. And they need a copious amount of water.
Yes.
Like, they've been in the desert.
Yes, I know. You don't want to drink water all goddamn day. I'm like, can you please... I want chocolate milk. No, you can have water. I don't like water. Yeah. You know, I want juice. No, water. Yeah. At night, can I have some water?
I need water. I can't sleep without water. Yeah. And inevitably, because Mila has diabetes, I have to check her blood at night. Yeah. She takes the water to her room, and then I fucking knock it over because she's left it on the floor and stepped it. Yeah. So that's what happens. But she needs the water, else she won't go to bed. But then when Daniel puts him to bed, this is what he does, okay? He sits on the couch, he gives her each a hug, good night. And they just walk upstairs without any issue. There's no 17 blankets. There's no water. Yeah, it's just go to bed. Yeah, I know. I am somehow losing, but I feel super guilty if I don't go through the bedroom.
I said to my husband the other day, because so we put the oldest one. We'll say, like, you know, usually sometimes he'll be able to stay up a little bit later. Yeah. Sometimes if he's had a really rough day, we're like, no, buddy, you need to go to bed. You can read for a little bit.
What is the bed?
But between 7 and 7:30 for everybody usually. Yes, I'm militant about that. Like, I mean, it can go to like 8:30 for the oldest one, but the other two, they don't nap. They're really tired. Yeah, and unmanageable. Yeah. So, but with the oldest one, he'll do like Wednesday night. Mom, I'm like, no, I already said goodnight to you, Mom, but I just for 1 minute, Mom. Sean's looking at me like, don't go. Yeah. He's like, please, can you just come say just one more time, Mom? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I go upstairs. Sean's like, you're a sucker. Yeah. Yeah. And then I lay with him. But I'm like, I just want my kids to go to sleep knowing they are loved and, you know, so I want, if that's what he wants, then I'll do that. He's not going to want me to do that when he's 15 years old.
Yeah. I feel like, too, for me, it's like, these are the things they're going to remember. I don't want my kids to look back and be like, my fucking mother wouldn't even tuck me in.
I just wanted her to kiss me goodnight. She just screamed at me to go to bed.
She just sat on the couch drinking her wine and telling me I'm bad.
Like, that's why I'm here, Dr. Smith, in your therapy office.
Yeah. Like, that's not what I want. Right? Mm-hmm. But that doesn't impact him. Mm-hmm. Like, Daniel doesn't even consider this. He's like, I don't remember being tucked in. And I was like, well,
and when my 2-year-old just decides to wake up crying at night, like, Sean can just sit there. I'm like, can you mute the TV? Do you not hear that? Yeah. He's like, yeah, just let him. He's fine. I'm like, he's not fine. I can't just sit here.
It's a classic. Yeah. He's fine. Yeah. He'll go back to sleep.
He's not hungry. I just changed his butt. He's just overtired. I'm like, I know, but now I need to go sit and cuddle with him in his bed.
It's like that emotional heartstring thing.
It totally
is. And like sometimes he gets there, especially with Daenerys, like the girl thing. Yeah. For sure. But yeah, like I'm way more like in the middle of the night I hear her rustling and I'm like, hello? Are you okay? Like what is happening? Yeah. And he's just there like everything is
snoring like a freight train.
Yeah. I don't know, like, if you guys have this mentality, but, like, sometimes 100%. I don't even feel old enough. Like, am I old
Never.
enough
Are you kidding me?
I don't feel qualified for this.
Who lets me, like, be in charge of 3 tiny little humans and, like, sculpt their lives? Like, this isn't, no, I know. And then now I think back, too, like, especially when I look at, because my parents were younger when they had me. My mom was 25, my dad was 26. Yeah. And, I mean, a little bit before. I was 27 when I had the first one. But,
You're really old. So.
I know, now I feel like it. But it's like, you think, back then, I literally thought my parents were like, they knew everything, they were everything, they were adults, they, it was just such a, and now I'm like, they didn't know shit either. Like, they were learning just as much as everybody else was. Yeah. And I think,
I don't think anyone has it all together.
Never. At any stage of your life.
Like,
really.
I think everyone is just going with it.
Because you've never been whatever stage you're at. You've never been there before. So of course you're winging it. Like, I mean, I've never been 40. I don't feel like when I'm 40 I'm gonna magically have my life together. Like,
but
I thought I did. I would.
You look at people and you think that they have it all together.
Yeah.
Like,
every day. Absolutely.
Every day.
Like, I'm sure people look at you and think like, you have it together.
Oh god. No, I'm pretty honest about being a fucking hot mess and not having any of it.
No, I know, but I think that some people think that, like, that is something to aspire to. Like, I certainly do.
Aspire to the level of shit show.
Well, I think that the aspiration for me and the way that I have perceived you is that, like, you have a level of honesty that is so refreshing that, I aspire to that. Like, you're definitely super inspiring. I don't know if you're aware of it. Like, take from your experience.
Well,
right?
I do know there's a lot of people that have said that because I've posted about whatever struggles and stuff like that. And even just general, like, random shit that happens throughout the day that, there was one that I got comments on is always my saga to find where this pee smell was coming from. And I had posted a couple stories about, like, I can't smell. I've smelt every inch of this couch. And then I finally did find it was a pair of pants that had been shoved behind the couch. And I had so many people post me like, thanks for sharing that. Like, I feel like that's something that would happen in my house. Like, I just found a rotten apple under my couch from, 6 months ago. And I feel like that, like, so post about it. Why not?
Yeah. Because people are embarrassed.
Well, I think that's, fuck, I'm embarrassed too, but, like, that's just my life.
People,
like, it's
people
just
have pride, right? Yeah. Like, people have serious pride that, social media really tells it.
Yes,
like, you need to be a certain way, whatever, all these expectations, and it creates this pride. Yeah. And so people are so refreshed and almost astounded when someone's like, oh,
pee pants. I think it's great when you do it in a like, I'm kind of self-deprecating about it in a way, like like in a humorous kind of, like, this is just it. Like, that's just what happens.
Yeah. So one thing that stuck with me that Dana also really appreciated from one of Melissa's stories was, I think it was Chase that slid down your stairs, your carpeted stairs
in his diaper.
That was full of
overflowing of
poo. Yeah.
Every single stair.
Yeah.
All the way
down. Oh, and I laughed because I was like, yes, I know about this. Because. And
Sean's like, why would you share that? I'm like, because what am I going to do? I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be sad. I'm not going to. It's funny. I'm going to have to laugh at this because I know I'm going to laugh at it in 10 years. So let's just laugh at it now. Otherwise, I'm going to drive myself fucking crazy. If I don't laugh at the silly shit that happens in my house, the amount of times,
because you take yourself too seriously if you don't.
And you can't take yourself seriously. You can't take it. Like, I mean, yes, take motherhood seriously. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you have to have a sense of humor in order to deal with a lot of the shit that happens.
I mean, I try not to take myself serious too much. Like, there are serious issues about motherhood, for sure. Yeah. But even those, like, I try not to take myself personally too serious because I will make myself insane.
Mm-hmm. Because then you feel like you're trying to live up to this false sense of...
Yeah. And then I start, like, blowing up about little things. Yeah. Like, knocking over my fucking folded laundry pile. Like, like, I hate you.
I know.
I start losing it about stupid shit.
And then you just have to,
you know
what? I'm not folding this again. I'm just going to shove it in the drawer like it is, and my kids can wear it.
Or I'm going to just throw it at you, and you can find somewhere to put it. Or it will just sit on the floor for the next 7
Or I'm going to just Marie Kondo the shit.
Bye. Thank you for being a t-shirt. We'll see you later. Yeah. But I really did appreciate that because I was like, yes, this happened.
It was a good story.
Yeah. It was a super good story and accurate because
this is the thing.
My kids have all shit on the carpet.
And everyone laughs like, oh my god, that's so funny. Like, you're so funny. And I'm like, I'm not, this is just my life. Like, I have the best material to work with.
No. So if you had to say something about motherhood to someone out there, or anxiety or whatever it is, to someone out there who's struggling, what would your, like, message be to someone another mother, another woman.
I don't know. I think it's just go easy on yourself.
Yeah.
Really. And that's for mental health. That's for motherhood. That's for everything. Like, let's just stop feeling like you have to take on everything. Yeah. Because you really don't. And then take time for yourself and to just, I don't know. I feel like I don't, and this is me too. Like, I'm still learning how to, like, I'm not a perfect, balanced person in terms of motherhood and everything else. But, like, it's like I'm trying to take more time to actually, like, enjoy where I'm at.
Yeah, present.
Because I feel like in 20 years, I'm going to look back and be like, oh, I miss that so much.
Yes. Yes.
And I know it's hard, but I know I'm going to miss it.
Yes.
So it's just like thinking about that and like being more, I guess, mindful of those kinds of, and how fleeting each moment is. And how it's, I mean, it's totally that cliche. Like,
it is.
You know, the days are long, the years are short, but it's so true.
It is. All those cliches.
They're all, true. And that's where they're cliches.
The older I get, the more I'm like, oh my God, I feel that to the core of my being. I feel that.
Friends having newborns, I'm like, oh, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And I mean, I know she's probably drowning in sleepless nights and breastfeeding or whatever. And it's like, but you'll forget those moments, I feel, because I had those moments with each of them, and that's not what I remember. I don't really remember how, I mean, you do remember how she felt, but, like, it's not my key memory from those moments.
I remind myself, I think because I know Forbes is my last baby, that I remind myself, even in my most frustrated times, I have that voice in the back of my head that says, he's the last one. Yeah. Enjoy it.
And that's why I still rock my...
He's almost
40 pounds, 2.5-year-old. I'm like, let's rock to the bed.
Well, thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thanks
for
having me.
I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was painless, right? A little bit.
I still feel awkward as all hell, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's like always, I don't know.
Well, you're getting out of your comfort zone. That's good.
That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I know I have a photo shoot next week and doing it with bra and underwear.
Yeah.
God, I'm really pushing myself out of my
Good for you. That's awesome.
Showing off my stretch marks.
That's good. That's all good stuff. Well, thank you.
Thank you.